All right.
All right, Ep.1, Jason
Ep.1.
Kirschenbaum, Aaron Hoffman, welcome.
Welcome.
Let's jump straight to it. We have yet to talk about this together. Ronaldo, official today to Saudi Arabia. Get initial thoughts.
Thumbs down for me, man.
Is it?
I don't like it.
Tell me why.
You know, he wants to be competitive, man. He's not a good league to be in. Saudi. It's very not competitive.
I completely concur with that. And I mean, you know me. The audience obviously doesn't, and hopefully they will over time. But I've always been a Ronaldo fan. Always have. He wanted to be in Europe. It obviously seems, especially with the Eintracht Frankfurt manager, I don't know if you saw him, what he said. It appears as though Ronaldo was offered literally to every single Champions League side. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So it's sad.
Hard to believe, though. I don't know.
So hard to believe. He's been one of the... We've grown up with him. But here's what I'm going to say. He's getting unfair stick because, and this is controversial, but how old was Xavi when he went to Saudi Arabia? And he was one of the world's greats. He was. And he was way younger than Ronaldo. Iniesta goes to Japan. Not only does he go to that league, I'm not saying it's horrible, but it's not Europe. Goes to Japan, gets brand deals for his wine company, and plays around there for a few years. Years before Ronaldo even steps foot off the field of European stadiums. Thoughts?
I'm an avid Messi guy here. Messi guy.
I do know.
Ronaldo his flowers. I give Ronaldo his flowers. He's done what he's done always. But recently, you can argue here and there it's him and the coach, but his attitude's been pretty bad recently. In the World Cup, and when things don't go his way, he seems as to not cope or cooperate. But
his attitude has been horrible, and it's been really sad to see. I agree.
It's sad. We did grow up watching Messi and Ronaldo. It's beautiful, but
lucky.
It is. It's lucky, but he's still playing, and he's doing it for the money. He's doing it for the money.
So that was my next point.
200 mil.
Isn't that a fair did Mbappe really choose PSG over Real Madrid because of the sporting project? Maybe. I'm not in his head, but I'd also bet probably not. And that they were willing to pay him astronomical figures that Real Madrid could not and would not. Hence, that was his decision. So can you really blame the man for, I get it's including TV deals or commercials, or I haven't seen the specifics, but 200 mil a year to cap off his career. And I reckon he does not finish his career there. I'm not saying he goes back to the Champions League. He signed it.
I think he finishes his career there, man.
The talks before.
He's 38.
Talks before 37.
38. Right? I don't know. It's close.
Okay, give or take. The talks during and before the World Cup about that contract option was, what was it, 5 years? It was he signed a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Which is not longevity. It's not.
Mm-mm.
So therefore, I don't see him being done after this year. I don't think that's a permanent stay for him.
Yeah, no, I think another topic we should talk about, man. Messi. A lot of people don't give the guy his flowers. A lot of people say
everyone gives him his flowers. I think that conversation needs to be held for a full other episode.
All right.
Okay. But I think it is very interesting to see that over the past, how long have we been debating football, you and I? 15 years?
Yeah, 15 at least.
It's always been a debate, and it will always be a debate, but it's coming to an end. One lifted the World Cup, and I have my own opinions about that and how that happened, and the other, again, not ripping on Saudi Arabia's league. I'm sure it has some good quality. I just don't know it that well, but one's going to Saudi Arabia and one lifted the World Cup. So
exactly.
It's a debate dwindling down for sure.
Something I did want to talk about, the transfer market nowadays, though. So listen.
It's absurd, man.
Enzo, 120 is ridiculous. And I guarantee you Chelsea's going to buy them.
Chelsea have been on this train of buying these 10, 11, $12 million players who will do nothing for their lineup, and I don't understand it.
I don't know.
It's like, they're not bad players.
No, Enzo but like you can't put even after the World Cup, he had one good goal against Mexico. It was a great shot.
He had a
He's
good World
21
Cup,
years
but
old, Benfica youngster.
he
But
is
you
not.
compare him to Jude Bellingham, and that's not the same
It's
price
levels.
tag. It's levels. It is.
Bellingham's
It's levels.
ridiculous.
Bellingham's on Declan Rice's level already.
Bellingham
May exceed
they're
that.
different positions.
No, but for the midfield,
he's more. Yeah, I guess he's defensive as well. I think Bellingham. I love Declan Rice.
Kid's 19
He's
still.
humble. He might be more. I think he's more exciting to watch. He just has a little bit more flair. Now,
you talking about Bellingham?
Like yeah. Now Rice has that old flair,
old school,
not flair, but old school. Yeah, exactly. But
six, my fault. Number
yeah,
6.
The transfer market is so wildly inflated, and it's not just got.
Well, it started with Harry Maguire.
120 million will break. I think it started with Neymar.
It did. I mean, that's just how that's just
100,
the world
120,
is.
120 million breaks. 120 million breaks the Premier League transfer record. Now, Enzo Fernandez is a great player. I'm not dogging on him. He's not worth breaking the Premier League
absolutely
record.
Not.
One of the best leagues in the world, the best in my opinion, the most exciting, the most talent, the most competition. He is not worth breaking the record for, and I think it is a shame what Chelsea is doing because it floods money into the market. And look, let's go on. You're an Arsenal fan, clearly by the top. I'm a Man City fan. We'll get into that in another episode.
We're winning the league this year is what we're doing.
Maybe. That'll be a debate. I highly disagree. But Mudryk, great player. I love watching him in the Champions League. He is not a $100 million player. He's not.
I think if we sign him in $400 million, it will do good for us. It'll do well. It'll be worth it. I agree with you though. I agree. He hasn't done enough.
$100 million for him. He's won what was it? Ukrainian Player of the Year. He's very good baller. He's fantastic. In my mind, not streets won't forget, but kind of. He's very flary and he's very good and he's exciting and I love it. He's not $100 million. Saka is not $100 million player. I'm not saying he might be, but that's the level for $100 million.
Yeah.
And we're just getting these I'm a City fan. Grealish probably
overpaid for, absolutely.
The way I learned it was, or it was explained to me that it's not how much money necessarily that the player's worth, but it's how much he is worth to said club. So was Grealish a $100 million player to Villa in terms of his impact? Maybe. But I don't see Mudryk being $100 million. Shakhtar playing.
No, but Shakhtar, he carries Shakhtar. He carries, solely does. He does.
$100 million.
We'll see what happens.
That's an absurd price. I mean, again, I think $100 million for Saka would be an absurd price. I'm not saying he's not amazing. 70 mil for him, I think, is very reasonable.
Yeah.
This market is way too inflated, and it's getting horrible. Yeah. And I think that pushes me to my next topic, Darwin Nunez. Now, City and Liverpool have built quite a little rivalry over the past 5 years, maybe a little longer, let's say 8. So there's a place not in my heart for them. But he's horrific.
He's horrendous so far.
He's missed the most big chances out of any player in the Prem. Yet Klopp still wants to compare him to Lewandowski. Did you see those comparisons?
No, but you look back in the days. I don't think any striker nowadays is compared to. Back in the days when we grew up, we had the Luis Suarez, the Samuel Eto'o, the Zlatan Ibrahimoviches. We had the Papa Cisse from Newcastle. You had all these number 9s who are absolutely incredible. Darwin, it's not like it.
He's very fast. There's clearly raw talent.
But that
is clear.
He doesn't have composure, is what it is.
I was watching, today is Friday, December 30th. I was watching the Leicester-Liverpool game just now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think something that deeply resonated with me, one of the announcers said that there was a ball crossed in. I think it was Robertson or Simicast or whoever crossed it from the wing. Nunez in the middle, the ball hit him. That's how they framed it. That the ball hit Nunez. And I think that is so accurate. Because I do not think he's not going up for that header. the ball is literally hitting him and it's
Yeah.
going wherever.
Mhm.
And it's just the final product is so poor,
It is.
especially for
As a
Liverpool.
professional footballer, you get paid a lot of money to be in that field every
So
day.
much money,
And people
so
can
much
slander
money.
and say, well, you're not doing this and that. Yes, but I'm also not 6'4", however tall and how much you weigh.
But we saw it's not even that. We saw him put these chances away in the Champions League last season.
Yeah.
It's not like he hasn't played European football before. He played That's why
That's the Premier League.
Liverpool did not buy him for his performances in League Nos. They bought him for his Champions League performances.
Absolutely.
And he was phenomenal. He tore Liverpool's defense apart and said, "Okay, we need this striker." Fine. He's doing none of that. So, but if he can in the Champions League destroy Liverpool's defense, then we can't say it's the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because
on top of
they're supposed to be one of the
as
top.
unbiased as I can make this show be, Liverpool, I'm going to give them their flowers when it comes to transfers, because their transfer market is ridiculous every time.
They move fast. I mean,
since Mane, Cody Gakpo, they came and just hijacked United with the Gakpo deal.
As they did with what is his name?
Luis Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. Tottenham were maybe days, maybe hours. Who knows? Really, away from signing him. Maybe there was a disagreement. That's always so interesting.
Well, we'll see. Liverpool's struggling right now. Liverpool's struggling bad right now.
And I don't think that's being spoken enough about.
No, it's not. They're in 7th. Look, if a club of Arsenal was in 7th City, they'd be getting slandered right now. And the other thing, we need to talk about this another day, because this is a whole episode. I can talk about this for hours. Mikel Arteta is a very, very underrated coach. You can agree with me, because he actually played for Arsenal and coached under Pep for years. Assistant coach inside the locker room, knew what Pep was saying, part of the coaching staff, part of the tactics. He actually was there. And if you look at Arsenal now, they play very, very similar to Manchester City. They do.
Absolutely. I mean, you can
look at it from on the defense.
The inverted outside back that Zinchenko is playing.
Exactly.
It's like for like.
Although
I would almost say, and not that it's expected, I think for those who know, they could have seen this coming. He obviously coached with Pep for many years. He played under Wenger at Arsenal.
He was bound to be a coach, man.
He at Everton. I forget who his coach was at Everton. It might have been Rodgers.
I'm not sure.
I think I'm correct in that. Let's see, but. Even then, he's played under some great managers and worked with great managers. So you can see that he's accumulated all this data, and you can't.
Yes. But this is why I want to do it as another episode, because as an Arsenal fan, this is the first year I've witnessed Arsenal actually having a chance. I think my whole life I've been an Arsenal fan, but 8+ years. I've never actually said trust the process in a coach. Wenger I liked, obviously. He was great.
But I know you did call for him out.
No, I did not. I did.
Arteta?
I did say Arteta out at the very, very beginning. And then after, I think, the first half of the season, I definitely was not, as every Arsenal fan, I said, Arteta out. I was angry in the moment, but then I looked at it and I was like, this guy's looking for the future. They're actually building a project. And if you look, it's in the past 3 years, the signings we've made, we brought Odegaard in. He's Mesut Ozil-esque. He's Mesut Ozil-esque.
I think there's a few levels to go there.
But... No, but he's getting there. He's only 22, 23. He's captaining our Arsenal squad already. He's putting in minutes and good games, assists, whatever the teams, it's for the future of the team, and we're already doing well now, but it's a different conversation we'll have. It's a different topic.
Nonetheless, I think Nunez is incredibly disappointing, and it almost baffles me I completely understand why a club and a manager will support players and not kick them to the side real quick. But we've seen fan bases kind of destroy their own signings within this amount of time. He has played how many Premier League games? 14? Something along those lines. And he's not done horrific. Like, he scored, I think it's 6 goals, 2 assists. But for the amount of chances he has had, I mean, even today, in today's game against Leicester, there's a sitter, he had 1-on-1 and hit the post. Now, that turned into an own goal, which was shocking today, 2 own goals. But it's just not good enough.
Mm-mm.
And for a club like Liverpool,
A club where you've
I'm
had your Luis Suarez's and your, Fowler. You had Robbie Fowler back in the day.
I
You
can't
had
believe they haven't kicked
proper
like
number 9.
I can't believe I mean well done by them for giving him this support, but it's shocking to me. I'm not saying you write him off, but I don't think he necessarily deserves the support and praise because every single one of those players on the field works hard. They're not Premier League players because they slack off. Those
But
players,
that's also the thing. Premier League players have to have that little fine difference than any other player. They have to be
exactly,
able to finish that. And that's the thing. If you look at
and
most
they do.
strikers, even Ivan Toney on the Brentford teams,
Tony's phenomenal.
Leeds United,
Phenomenal.
they have that little touch of extra class being able to finish in this tough position. And Nunez doesn't have that right now.
Nunez doesn't have that,
does
and I
not
don't know
have
what
that.
they do. If a Liverpool coach in a half year's time since the summer when he came can't get more production out of him, I think it should be more concerning for Liverpool than they make it out to be. Again, you could see the raw talent, but again, the amount of chances is shocking.
Yeah.
And I think it's slightly concerning. And I almost wonder if when everyone in that team is fit and healthy, they will have absurd depth.
Mm-hmm.
Salah, Darwin, Gakpo, Diaz, Firmino, Jota.
Diego Jota.
They will have They have crazy depth. I'd be surprised if Nunez starts.
Mm-hmm.
I really would. I can't see. He's just not clinical.
Well, sometimes, look at Lukaku when he went to United. He started off well, and then he fell off very bad. Eventually, if you don't produce, you're gonna get benched. And especially with this Gakpo signing, they can throw Gakpo up top easily.
He can play in the middle, as was seen in the World Cup.
Yeah, he can also play.
And you can play exactly. Well, yeah, in the middle, like as a 9.
Oh, as a 9. I thought you were talking about a 10.
No, but he's normally winger for PSV. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal numbers for PSV, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
But you could play him in the middle and play Diaz on the left. And I almost think that would be of course, we need to see how he adapts to the Premier League. But if he adapts, as I suspect he will adapt, which is fine, that Nunez may be riding the bench for this foreseeable future.
Yeah, he may be.
And I think he should be. I don't see how you go to a big club like that, you don't produce, and you still get to stay on the pitch when your competition is healthy. But I guess that's for time to tell. I think that
absolutely
concludes our episode 1.
Concludes today. Well, shout out Adele Taarabt on this one. QPR back in the days.
Absolutely.
Never forget the lad.
Streets
Adele.
will never forget.